Welcome back to another episode with Mystic Scales and Fae
And
Tales
Faye Tales podcast.
Podcast. I'm Jen.
And I'm Lee.
We have a very exciting full-length episode for you because we have entered our Yeehaw Western romance
Oh,
phase. Get the
yes, I
lasso
have.
going.
Oh my
Because we
gosh.
are entering the space of Western romances. It's so funny. I was just thinking about our podcast and I was like, do we need to change our subtitle from fantasy and dystopian podcast to fantasy, dystopian, and romance
Romance.
podcast? Because we
Maybe.
review a lot of romance on here.
We do.
Like more than dystopian we review. So I was like, we might need to consider adding some hearts in our logo or
Maybe we
something.
could. We could. I feel like the dystopian is like the heart of us. So like we have to keep that. But
Mhm.
yeah, we do flock to the romance these days. And I really want to hear because this was your journey. Like you took this cowboy romance, and I gotta hear all about it.
Think the reason too we read a lot of romance is because it's like nice palate cleansers between the big
Mm,
fantasies.
so
Like
true.
the big fantasy can be just like a lot of world building and things, and so
So
getting
true.
to just do a simple fantasy, not simple, getting to go from a intense world building to like a more realistic romance where we can like ground ourselves and like come back is also helpful. So, you
Yeah.
know, yeah, so now we entered the Western space. I feel so welcomed and so excited. I feel like we need to read more.
Okay.
Today we are talking Today we are talking about Done and Dusted by Lyla Sage, part of the
Mhm.
Rebel Blue Ranch series. There are four of them. This author wrote them very quickly.
So
She
fast.
from what did I say, 2022 or
Yeah.
2020, no,
23.
2023
Yeah.
to 2025. The last one came out this past April. So four books in literally 2 years of publishing. They're not long books per se. We listen to them
No.
on audio and they're like 8 hours long
Hmm.
about. So they are digestible. I think I did the first one in 1 day. Like that's crazy. But yeah, the way we found our way here. Well, we both noticed the covers in the stores
Yeah.
before. We
Yeah.
knew the cover. I think also because we discussed that Done and Dusted we thought was two lesbians from the cover.
We did. Was that the one? I couldn't remember which one
Yes.
it was.
It was Done and Dusted because like she has like the long hair and then the other one like the guy has like longer hair but it's tucked into the hat. So I was
Mm.
just like, ooh, okay, femme and masculine romance.
Hmm.
And
It
then
was
we
not.
slowly discover it's
Uh,
not gay. Not gay
that's
at all.
okay.
Not gay at all. But it's okay. It just means that clearly we are hoping to have another version of this as a gay version.
I
So it's
mean,
great. We'll find it.
I'll
But
leave
yeah,
that.
so we saw these in store. We've seen them around. We knew they were popular. And I was like bumped again, suggested for the author to read their work. And it just happened that on Libby, the holds came through really quickly. And so I was like, yeah, I was like in between things. I listened to the first three, and then I was like, Lee, you need
Yeah,
to listen to this. You're gonna love it.
it wasn't a
Hand in
hard sell,
hand.
but
Yeah, it really wasn't. And then she started her Spotify hours, right? And then your Libby's
hmm
came through easy. So why
hmm
not?
yeah, and it's literally been every time I finish one, I immediately start the next one. Like
That's what I did.
there's no stopping.
I think I only took a break between the first book because I think I had to wait for the second hold to come in. So I did
Mm.
have like a break between the first and the second, but then I actually got up getting my hold for the second and the third at the same time. So I was able to just go
Oh,
bam
so
and then
you,
bam, and then now the fourth came in. So and then now I lined up with you. So that was
yeah,
pretty exciting. So
yeah.
we're doing the fourth one together.
I think I think the third one I was the most excited for. So that one was my like quickest one. I think that was a 2 day thing. And then I was like,
Same.
oh no, I don't have Spotify hours for the fourth one. And then my Libby hold came through. So yes, we are now aligned and it's great.
It is. For reference, for anyone who hasn't read the series yet, it's not one, it is a continued series, I would say, but they're essentially each one is a different love story, but
Mhm.
they're people that you meet in the previous books. It's very similar to the Dream Harbor series by Laurie Gilmore.
Mhm.
So you are meeting them beforehand. So like if you jump to the fourth book, like technically you're fine, but then you also get spoiled for everything that happens in 1 through 3 because
Yes.
they're all very close. Like they're all
Right.
friends and family. So
Hmm.
you do want to go in order and read each. The great is that it's the first three are different siblings and their love stories, and the fourth is like their adopted sibling, essentially, kind of their
Hmm.
love story.
Hmm.
So definitely something to explore for sure. Oh
So cute. Um,
my gosh. I'm so excited to talk about this.
I know. I'm like, I don't even know where to begin. I mean, we have to begin with the
Done
description.
and dusted. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. So now I would say spoilers ahead for Miss Done and Dusted by Lyla Sage. So done dusted. She's off limits, but he's never been good at following the rules. For the first time in her life, Clementine Emmy, writer, has no idea what she's doing. She's accomplished everything on her to-do list. She left her small hometown of Meadowlark, Wyoming, went to college, and made a career for herself by doing her favorite thing, riding horses. But after an accident makes it impossible for her to get back into the saddle, she has no choice but return to the hometown she always wanted to escape. Luke Brooks is Meadowlark's most notorious bad boy, bar owner, and bachelor. He's also the unofficial fifth member of the Ryder family. As
Hmm.
Emmy's older as Emmy's older brother's best friend, Luke spent most of his childhood antagonizing her. It's been years since he's seen her, but when she walks into his bar and back into his life, he can't take his eyes off her. Despite his better judgment, he wants to do a whole lot more than just look at her. Emmy's got too much on her mind to think about romance, and Luke knows he should stay away from his best friend's younger sister. But what if Luke is just what Emmy needs to get her spark back? Or will they both go up in flames? Dun
Ah,
dun dun! And this is adult romance as
it
well, just
is.
for
Hmm.
anyone.
Hmm.
Small town romance,
Hmm.
amazing. Western. Let's get into it.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Where to begin?
What did you
Um,
rate it? I guess let's start there.
I rated it a 4.
Same. We did the same.
Yeah. You wrote more. I didn't write anything just because I was going through them so fast that I was just
I
like, I just
also
need
didn't really write
to
anything for
keep.
this either. Yeah, like I just wrote, I loved it. Like it wasn't.
Yeah. Yeah. I like this one a lot. I really think she took her time with these two characters, and there's also the beginning of the book has an author's note about ADHD, right? That's this one. So, uh I thought that was really nice. Like she presented it, and Emmy has ADHD and is like basically suffering from PTSD from her fall. Um, and I just thought she, like Lila, handled that really well. And kind of, I thought she created like these really well-rounded characters that it was so easy to like fall in with and like fall in love with them too. And that's exactly why you wanted to be like along for the ride.
Get it? Along for the ride because they're
Yeah.
horse riding.
Yeah. I mean, we already want to like go to Wyoming or Montana and like make this a reality. And I can't tell you how
Well,
many people I've been like, you have to read this. Um, you just need it in your life.
you just need it. Yeah, I feel like I don't want to say it's Hallmark because it's not Hallmark at all. But you know like that like warm feeling sometimes a Hallmark movie gives you where you feel like
Hmm.
homey or you just feel like, "Oh my God, I'm a part of this like hometown right now. Like I
Hmm.
live here." Like
Hmm.
that's what this series feels like. And like I rated this book 4 stars, but I'm starting to feel like the entire series though is giving 5 star series to me.
Yeah.
Like just looking at it as a whole.
Yeah.
Um and like you said, it's perfect the Wyoming thing because I think that very much in this series, and we'll talk about it in each book, but the author does a great job of making the setting its own character and making
Mm.
Meadowlark its own character and
Hmm.
making Wyoming its own character and how beautiful it is. And the
Hmm.
characters talk constantly. I feel like in every book, at least one character goes, Wyoming's the most beautiful place on earth. Like,
Yes, there's some reference to
truly.
the sky and the
Yeah.
Rocky Mountains.
Exactly. And it just they make it so beautiful. I think it is interesting reading it from someone where we don't live there. We live on the East Coast. And
Yeah.
it's a different experience, I think, especially like in the hustle bustle of where we live and the what
Yeah.
we're seeing, like being able to imagine something so like beautiful is just like
Yeah.
breathtaking. So I wonder how it is feeling as a reader who like lives there. Like, do they feel like
Mm-hmm.
encompasses that
Right.
aspect of it? And yeah, immediately draws me in. I think I wrote in every like review of the second and third book and fourth book, I'm like, I can't wait to go to Wyoming. Like, I just want to go and I want to see it and I want to experience it and I want to feel what these characters feel and how much they're connected to the land and to the earth and to the environment that they're in. Because not just how beautiful it is, also the town of Meadowlark, which sadly doesn't
Mm-hmm.
exist, but like this hometown feeling and everyone feeling like
Yeah.
it's a community style. So
Yeah.
she does such a great job at writing that. Like I was fully immersed. And I will say like the comparison to it is like Dream Harbor and how we feel when we're reading Dream Harbor books. We're like, oh, we just want to go visit there. But this one was
Mm-hmm.
different. This one was just like you
Yeah.
felt it more in
I
your heart. I don't
yeah,
know.
I think this is better than Dream
Yeah.
Harbor. And I mean, we were huge Dream Harbor girls, so to say
Yes.
that is like, oh.
I agree.
But yeah, and one thing I really love in this book is that Emmy like didn't always love Meadowlark. Like she
Yes.
wanted to get out. Like she
Yes.
had like a conflict with that and like a journey with that. And I think it's nice that it's kind of like not what you normally like. She comes back and she does appreciate it. Like, I like that she wasn't always like, I have to get out and like I'm stuck here, like that kind of thing. Like, I thought she had a nice like journey and relationship with the town, and you got to see that. And like they call her, don't they call her like Meadowlark's sweetheart? So
Yes, they
you kind of
do.
like knew it was inevitable, but
Sweetheart
she
gotta
had to
come
do that
back.
herself.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I do love a story. I mean, like, not that I would have minded if they were there the whole time, but like, it is refreshing because, like, that is a real feeling of people. They want to go out and explore the world, but you still want to feel like grounded. And it's nice to see that story explored within this, and to be along her journey with her because there is an aspect of like, what is home? Like, is home
Hmm.
people that you love? Is home the environment
Hmm.
you're in? Is home the community you're in. And it could be a bunch, and the book really says it's everything. Like so
Yeah.
much can be home.
Yeah.
And I love that they explore that with Emmy specifically.
Yeah. And I like too that it's like when she does decide to like stay and like she finds love and everything, it's not just that. Like she still like works at the ranch and like helps her dad, helps her brothers, like helps her niece. Like it's not just one thing. And it's not
Hmm.
just, she's coming for Brooks or whatever, or like she's going to like ride again. Yeah, I don't know.
If
It was
anything, you're
nice.
right. What Lila does in a way is kind of make the love stories the thing that might not fit in with them. Like it's like every other piece is like a puzzle piece coming together for this character to find themselves again and to find their footing in that. And it's like her finding her place back at home, her finding a place back in her family, back with everything that happened and her accident. And then she's kind of like denying this love story. She's like, no, I can't do this. Like I need to focus on this. And being able to have everything else fit perfectly, then she realizes that she does have the room for this. She can do this, and this is important. And I love that because then you're right. It doesn't ground her to only stay there for the romance. She's staying for all of these other puzzle pieces and then realizing she's missing one piece, and that one piece is the love story, which is beautiful.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, it was sweet.
So, what
Um,
do we think of Mr. Luke Brooks?
what do you think of Brooks?
I'm very happy that every man in these stories are described differently, and that it's not like Ali Hazelwood where we have like copy and paste. So
Yeah,
that's
so
pretty
true.
exciting.
So
Um,
true.
I loved that he was like the bad boy of the town, quote unquote, because he
Mm.
also had to deal with that, with breaking the reputation that everyone has of him,
Hmm.
which is also a very interesting story to explore in terms of his confidence. And I
Hmm.
felt so like everyone had like so much trauma, but like at the same
Yeah.
time, like no trauma. Like it was such a perfect balance of like, okay, you had a like Amos, for example, created this perfect like this amazing childhood for the kids, but then they also have the trauma of losing their mother. And so it's like each character throughout this series yes, they could have like, great aspects of their childhood, but they also have this like pivotal moment, and that's so real. Like not everything, it's not either
Mm,
or. It's not everything's it's making it it's letting the reader know that like this is reality. Like there's never
hmm
gonna be like a you have a perfect childhood and a perfect life and no trauma, or you have all the trauma in the world. Like it's a
Right.
great mix. So
Right.
she does
And I
that
also
really
like
well.
that event, like their mother dying, shaped them all in different ways. You know, like
Yes.
they all responded differently. And like the author really does a good job of like showing how that has made them into the people that they are, like what are the things that they need to work on and like how they find partners who like help with that or like aid them in different ways. So it was, yeah, she did a good, it's just like there's a foundation there to the family that is really well done. And like,
Strong.
again, I think about like what you said and how it's only been 2 years. How does she do this? Like, how does she write it and have it just like come together so well? Like, that is impressive.
It is. It really is. And I love you bringing that up too because she did that so well with making all of the siblings different ages and having different relationships with them other than because did she die after Emmy was born or Emmy was just really, really young, right?
Yeah, I think, I mean, I I assume she was like 3 or something, like
She
too
doesn't have
young to
many memories of
remember.
her mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is the sad part and how much that like affects her and affects her in the dynamic because then she becomes like yes, it's so cute that she is Meadowlark's what did we say? Sunshine?
Sweetheart.
Sweetheart, but like what is the
Yeah.
pressure of that of feeling like you're the baby of the family, you're spoiled, but also but why are they doing that? Are they doing that because of how much they love you, you're the only girl, or it's because like of what they lost and they feel like they have
hmm
to, and then
hmm
like that's their way of mourning is like coddling you. And then you mean
hmm
she does express that in ways of like having to escape and get out and feeling pressure.
Yeah. Yeah. It's it's like comical in the first book because like the way her oldest brother Gus is described, like how he's always calling her and checking on her, and especially like when she and Brooke start like hanging out and like he's calling both of them, and
Oh
it's
my
just
God,
like, oh my
yes,
God.
the truck scene.
The truck, yes.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh, that was cool too when they went to the spring. I was like, I have to see pictures of this. This looks beautiful.
I know.
But yeah, that
I
was
know.
so funny when they're in the truck and then Gus calls and they're together and you're like, oh, nobody answer, nobody answer.
I'm like,
We
oh
can't
God,
both
but you
answer.
know he's just gonna keep calling. That's just
Literally,
the older brother he is. Uh,
literally. I will say
but
though, back to Luke,
yeah.
um, his father, his father abandoned him.
Well,
He
his
was,
okay, so his whole story is interesting because
yeah.
his mom had an affair with his dad. So his
Hmm.
mom was married, had children, had an affair, had Luke. And then like his dad disappears and his like stepdad obviously doesn't want him. So just that groundwork
Giving
alone
Jon Snow.
is messy. But yeah, so his dad continue.
Yeah, no, you're right. Like it's such a terrible dynamic for him to grow up in, and that he felt so ousted, and that's why he found family at the Rebel Blue Ranch and with Amos, who is always
Hmm
described as a steady river, steady stream, which I love.
Yeah.
But yeah, that it really it sucks because he's already feeling like an outsider within his family, and then he also gets painted that way in the rest of the town because he gets painted as this bad boy. But it's like
Yeah.
everyone's looking at you because it's so small and you have no choice to be looked at. And it's like if you act out in your way of like trying to deal with all of this grief and trauma, it's like it's 10
hmm
times more because you're in this small time setting. And then people are gonna
hmm
always look at you that way. And like they kind of looked at
Exactly.
him like he was a little slut. Like they were like, yeah, he's sleeping with blah blah's mom and blah blah blah. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, like
Yeah. And he's like, that was once, many years apart. Um, and even like when Emmy like first sees him again, she's like, there's no way that you own the bar. Like you're Brooks. Like you're not responsible, blah blah blah. And like he really has grown and he has to like show her that even more.
hmm. And like he shows up for people, and I love how
Yeah.
Yes, Emmy has to learn that, but like there's people that have always seen that, like obviously Amos and things. It's like, but like this man, I also was like, when I was reading this, I was like, how do people have this many hours in the day? But they also get up at the crack of the dawn.
Oh
But
my God.
but he's like getting up, helping them on the ranch, doing everything to help them, going to the bar, running the bar, doing a bunch of other things, and then going to bed. And I'm
Mm,
like, what?
mm,
Where
yeah.
is the time? Where is the
Excuse me,
time
sir.
gone?
What? Yeah. I definitely felt that in book two because like Wes doesn't sleep. So he talks about that. So we
We'll
could
get
talk
there.
about that too, but it just sounds like ranch life is oof, rough.
Sounds rough, but also relaxing at the same time. Like I was getting a
Yeah.
vibe of like that, like being able to just like enjoy dinner and look outside and have their weekends. And I'm like, but then at the same time, I'm like, wow. I'm like, does your day end earlier because you're starting at 5 a.m.? Like, are you ending early? I don't know. I was just like, I need to
Yeah.
experience this for myself. Like, I want
Need
to see this
to
in action.
take a tour. Yeah.
I think what's
Yeah.
funny, which this is a little side track-ish. Lee and I are also have watched, or she's in the middle of
Oh, I
watching
was gonna mention this yet.
My Life with the Walter Boys on Netflix, which
Oh,
also is a book, I think.
yeah.
And if you've never seen that show, it's on Netflix. It is people have described it as the Temu version of The Summer I Turned Pretty.
Mhm.
Even though I don't know if I fully agree with that. I think it's the Hallmark version, but
Yeah.
or
I mean,
Lifetime version.
yeah. Yeah. Quality is a little lesser.
Yeah.
Um,
But it doesn't move as
I'm
slow, which Summer Return Pretty moves pretty slow. This one is fast paced.
That's
Things
true.
happen, you
That's
know?
true. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, we eat it up.
We do. It is very addicting. It's about just a quick summary for people who don't know. It's about this girl Jackie. They're all in teenagers and she lives in New York with her parents who are fashionistas and big time people, and her mom and her dad and her sister die in a car crash. And so then she has to be moved to, I think they go to Colorado, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, and that's where her mom's best friend lives. And in the will, her mom and her dad left custody to Jackie to them, even though which is kind of wild because Jackie like knows them but doesn't know them. Like they don't see each
Right.
other often. But it's her
Mhm.
mom's best friend from college, and she has to go and live with this new house, the Walter boys, all the Walter people. And
Yeah,
there's like
there's
mad
like,
children in there. It's like a huge ranch, just like
yeah.
described here. Um,
Yeah.
Alone, the family has uh the twins, then they have Alex, and then they have the other one and
Nathan
the
and
camera one, and then the two younger. They have 7 kids. They have 7 kids.
then they took in
They
the
took in two more.
cousins.
Yeah,
Two
I don't
more.
know.
Oh yeah.
I still don't understand the relationship. I think it's
They
cousins.
they explained it once and I don't quite remember, but I'm pretty sure it's cousins.
Yeah, because their dad is in the military. So I guess it's just them and their dad. So they took them
Okay.
in.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, there's
Anyways,
like
that's like 10
nine
kids.
children. Yeah, 10 children in the house
Yeah.
plus Jackie. Yeah. Um, so it's like obviously a life change for her. She's a girl from the big city moving to like small
Mm.
town Wyoming, not Wyoming, small town Colorado, and things are crazy. And of course, she falls in love with not one, but two brothers. So there's a love triangle. But all this to say, it is a very different storyline from Done and Dusted. But the setting of it, of like being in a ranch and all this, it was like kind of like crazy reading at the same time. So
Hmm.
wait, before I go on, how far did you get in season two?
It was just the dance. So, and
But he
the
started writing.
the barn incident.
That was the end of season one.
No.
The barn?
No,
Oh no, the
no,
barn wasn't. No, the
fire.
barn wasn't. Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
okay. But you saw that Alex started riding horses, right?
Yes, with
Okay.
what's her name? Blake or something.
Yeah. So like in the show, sorry, mild spoiler, one of the characters is what is that called? Not bull riding. What is it called?
Oh, no.
Not barrel riding. Oh my gosh.
Barrel racing is what Emmy does in the book.
Yes.
Alex does, it starts with B,
Bucking?
bronking
Bronking?
buck, is that a word?
I think it's, let me look it up. What did you say? Bronking?
Bronking. Yeah. I don't think that's a real word.
Okay, rocking came up. What did I say? Not bronking. Uh,
Bucking?
Bucking.
It's something like that. It's like in the Nicholas Sparks book slash movie where he gets like thrown off and injures his head.
What Nicholas Sparks?
I think it might be
Bronk.
called Along for the Ride.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Bronk writing. Bronc. Brock.
Okay. Oh,
Brock?
like a Bronco.
Yeah. And they're bucking horses. That's why I said bucking.
Okay, yeah.
Um, and this kid's like 17. And he decides to do this, which is insane.
Yeah.
And like it's like really dangerous because you could like fall off the horse and hit your head and get injured because the
Right,
horse is just like
die.
bam, 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 and you're like on the horse trying to stay on. I guess it is similar to bull riding, like the machine. Um, so as I've listened to these and I'm watching the show, I just suddenly felt Emmy's trauma more. Because like, yeah, she did something different, but like I'm like worried that this teenager is gonna like injure himself and these like horses are going crazy, and then I'm just imagining like her accident with her horse that like
Yeah.
went haywire, and I just was
Yeah.
like it just made it more real for me. So I didn't know if that's how you felt in the same time.
I mean like I feel like I was less it was less the trauma, but more like putting like visuals to it.
Hmm.
And like we talked about, we'll talk about it again in the second book, in the second episode, um, because there's much more of a correlation between one of the older brothers and Emmy's brother. Um, but yeah, I like it was nice to have that connection between the two.
Mm.
And I don't know, like I feel like you because the more I read them, I'm like, I need to like see this. Like this needs to be a show. Like this would be so good. Like people
But
would
you're in
love it
luck. It is
so
signed
much.
on.
And I can't wait. They better get the most attractive people because they have no excuse and they can like whatever cheesy dialogue, like I do not care. It will be great.
I do not care. And there's not even that much cheesiness in the book anyway. She's a great
No,
writer,
there's
so it's
really
fine.
not. Yeah. Um,
Yeah, I agree. Being able to see a visual is just like it changes it. Like you could visualize in your
mhm.
head. And I'm not saying My Life with the Walter Boys is a direct visual because it's a different state, different
Right.
area. But like
Yeah.
they're in the mountains, they're in the nature. You're seeing horses, and then you're going and you're listening to book, and you're like, wow, I see the horses. I see the mountains now. I'm at the
You're like,
mountains.
whoa.
I'm with you on that trail in Rebel Blue Ranch. I'm also like, I need a map. Like, I need to see how big. Like, this ranch is huge.
Oh, yeah.
What they say that? I think
Yeah.
they say it's like the biggest in the state or something like that. It's
Yeah,
like
I think
completely
they
nationwide.
do, which
So I think
is
it's the biggest
wild.
cattle ranch in the state. I think that's what they said.
Yeah.
Um,
Um, and yeah, they have cattle, they have sheep, they have the horses. It's just and I don't know. It's
they
just
have three
cool.
barns too. The fourth book we're listening to, they mentioned they have three barns.
Oh wow. And then they
Yeah.
have like how like multiple houses on the property.
Yeah, they have staff housing, they have the big house, and then they have the cottages that Emmy lives
Hmm.
in, and Gus has
Hmm.
a house, and then Brooks has a house, I think. No, Brooks, sorry, not
No,
Gus.
bro
Gus and
uh
Wes, Gus and Wes.
Wes and then
Wes,
Baby Blue.
and then the Baby Blue hotel we get in second book.
Yeah. That I It's gotta be huge. And like I don't know acres. So if we like looked it up or like did an FAQ, like I don't know what that is, but
I
I
would
would
need
love
someone
to
to do
see.
yeah, I need like how many football fields big is it? Or like how
Mm-hmm.
many sizes of Manhattan?
Hmm.
I love when they do that. It's five sizes of Manhattan. I'll be like, oh wow, that's really big.
Yeah, yeah. I bet she has one, like a map or
Yeah, there might be like some fan art of something. We have to look it up. We don't have the physical either. Never looked inside the physical book,
I
maybe.
know. I was like, neither of us have the physical. That's
Oh,
crazy.
I definitely want it for Christmas. I need some trophy books for my shelf.
Yeah,
100%.
this is a good one. Um, yeah, I was sending it like on Instagram to one of my friends this morning, and I was like, I think you need to read this. But I hadn't like gone like down the rabbit hole of like the internet with this series, and
Mm.
I didn't fully do it, but I saw some like reels and stuff, and I was like, oh, I can only imagine what the internet girlies are doing with these people.
Yeah, I've been waiting until I finished the fourth book because I didn't want any spoilers. Because,
Mm.
like we said, the fourth book came out in April of this year, so like we're pretty far behind. But I like low key wish we weren't because we probably could have gone to like some event
I
and
know.
gotten
She
signed
did some,
copies.
yeah, there was a ripped bodice thing. I don't know if it was in East Coast or West Coast, but that's like right up her alley.
Yeah. And then she just recently
So,
had a new book come out. That's also another Western, but it's a paranormal Western,
yeah, it's
which
like
is great.
Soul Searchers or something.
Yes. It just came out. Not in the Rebel Blue series. The Rebel Blue series technically has ended, but she probably could go back if she wanted to.
I mean,
Um,
she said never say never.
yeah.
So,
But that one it seems really good because it seems like it's like paranormal, but not like a complete shift to like fantasy where we've seen
okay.
like with Allie, we've seen a complete shift. It just seems
Yeah.
like they're like one of the characters is like which I'm not 100% correct, so I'm sorry if I'm saying this wrong. But I think it's like one of the characters is like a medium or can see things, and then like
Oh.
another one. So it's like it's probably more rooted than others, I think, in terms of
Mm.
like going straight to fantasy. So that'd be nice. It'll be like more of a hint of
Hmm.
like spooky and something different with the
Hmm.
romance. So we are definitely gonna read that 100%. But yeah, I wish we were like in her world
I
before
know.
that because we could have gone to like any events
I
and
know. We were aware, but we weren't like interested enough, like
yeah.
there was some spark that was missing that, I mean, luckily you got it, so we got there.
And that it was
But
really just a whim. It was more of like, wow, yeah, I'll get the hold. The hold came in and like, why not? And then I fell in love and I listened to
yeah.
the entire first Done and Dusted in one day. Like that's how much I was so into it. I'm sure if I had the physical, I would have like, well, I'm actually a really slow reader, so it probably would have took me 2 days. But like I loved it so much. And my review literally on Fable is what an amazing and heartwarming read! Exclamation point, exclamation point. This was a perfect palate cleanser after a long fantasy. The romance, question mark, adorable. The setting, question mark, so beautiful. And the heart of the story, question mark, obsessed. Can't wait to finish the series. I read this in like one day. That's literally all I wrote.
Like, I just need to tell everyone that I loved it. So,
Like you need to read it and shut up and read it.
mhm. Yeah. And it like the readers are great. So we really lucked out with
Yeah.
that too. I think every reader has been really good.
And people
Um,
we know, people we've heard. Hint, hint,
yes.
Teddy Hamilton is in the series, guys. You're welcome.
Yes, yes.
But
Yeah.
I think also some of the girls, I have to look up. I think I've had overlap with the girls in Allie Hazelwood's books.
Didn't you
Um,
say, okay, maybe I'm mixing this. Is one of them Shield of Sparrows?
yes, yes, you just reminded me.
Okay.
Yes, one of them is Sarah. I think it's the third one.
Okay.
I have to double check, but yes, one of them is the same reader of Shield of Sparrows. And I think I remember that too because there's a child in Shield of Sparrows and there's a child in this one. And I was like,
Oh, yeah, yeah,
oh,
yeah. Okay, yeah.
yeah,
Um, I actually thought like the guy who did Gus was really good. And
he
like
was.
sometimes I was like, is that a woman? Like, did they get the woman or is that him? So good
Well,
job, sir. Did you have a favorite scene?
did you have a favorite scene? Can I Uno reverse card you?
I don't know if it was my favorite scene, but like definitely a scene to call out is when Emmy is having her panic attack
Oh my
and
God.
like Brooke steps in and like they're like nothing to each other at this point, but like you really see him kind of like go to her and like get her to like breathe and like get through it and everything, and you know that she hasn't ever let anyone in like this before. And even so, her best friend is Teddy, which we see throughout the whole series. And they're cute. Like they call each other soulmates, which I love. Um,
Same.
Despite
Same.
both of them falling in love, like they're like, but no, we're each other's everything.
Yeah.
But even like Teddy doesn't know what has happened to Emmy. And obviously, like, this is a turning point in Emmy and Brooke's relationship because they see that, like, they kind of need each other or they can be there for each other. And I just thought, like, it was like a sweet, sad moment, and really just kind of set the scene for everything.
I
But there's also just
agree.
like, there's also a lot of cheeky moments that you're just like, oh my God, these two, they're like sneaking around. And then,
I loved you briefly mentioned um Emmy's ADHD. And it definitely was a story that meant a lot to me. I love when authors relate to this. Especially like in my personal life and people I know that deal with ADHD because a lot of a lot of the common misconception of ADHD is like they have a lot of energy or they're just
yeah,
like they're out of it or whatever. But like that's
right.
not fully the case. Like it actually really, really affects your mental health. It affects your daily life, especially as an adult. It can be very draining. It can hold you back from so much. And it's hard. It's a hard battle every day, especially when you're battling within your head. So I think that she did it very well. I think she did it very beautiful, showing Emmy's, especially like her closing up, her
Mm,
feeling stuck, and also like the
mm,
days that she doesn't do anything or she's just like
yeah.
in the cabin. And it's like,
Yeah.
especially that's really relatable for when people get stuck when they have those like stuck moments of being like, okay, I want to get up and do something, but I can't physically get myself to do that. But in your head, you're beating yourself up about it. Being like, okay,
Hmm.
I want to get up, but I can't get up,
Hmm.
and different things like that. And not sharing how she feels with people, not communicating, and
Hmm.
feeling like she needs to take on everything herself. So
Hmm.
like a lot of that was so, so beautifully well done. And it's Brooks, which is great because when you find that person who can fully understand what you're going through, even if they're not in your shoes, it's such a like weight off of your chest or weight off of
Yeah.
your shoulders. So it is I loved that. Like the anxiety moment was a perfect example of that, of them being able to do that and show his impact on her. Um but Emmy also finds it herself throughout and finding her
Hmm.
voice again and
Hmm.
realizing that she should be relying on those around her too. She can't do everything alone. She can't just like go through life like that. It won't work for her. And in general.
What do you mean you can't do that? What are you talking about?
That's crazy
You
concept.
should ask people to help you move and whatnot. Um,
Crazy.
no, I totally agree. And I really like that both Teddy and Brooks have moments where they notice like little things with Emmy that like she doesn't like. I think with Teddy, it's like there's a certain fabric or something that bothers
Hmm.
her, and like Teddy is all
Hmm.
about clothes and makes clothes and stuff. So
Yep, the
like she knows
sensory.
that, and then there's like something I remember. Like at a dinner or a breakfast or something with the family, and Brooks is like, Emmy doesn't eat that. And then he's like, oh shit, I'm not supposed to know that. Um,
And they
but it,
briefly, I mean, go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say like those little things like mean so much.
Yeah, and they briefly mentioned in book two, I mean, not to spoil it, but they get a pasta maker because
Oh
Emmy's
yeah.
meal at the time is like she just wants to eat pasta. And that's such a relatable thing of like
Oh
having that comfort
yeah.
meal that you only eat for a certain amount of time and then you stop. Then you're like, this is disgusting. And then you won't eat it for two
Mm,
months. And the next thing you know, you're gonna eat it again. You're gonna eat it every day. So like that is so relatable. So like she throws in little nuggets like that, like
yeah.
throughout, and you catch on to it and you're like, oh, this is great. Thanks, Lila.
Yeah. Yeah. And I also really have liked all of her like author's notes and
Hmm.
just kind of and I read one of the Kelly Andrews recently that you've lent me, and she also does that. She'll be like, this is how I started thinking about something and I wanted to write about it, and like so this is like here it is. And I love when authors do that. I love getting in their heads, you know?
Yeah, it makes it more relatable in that, or makes it like more impactful. We said the same thing
Yeah.
with Phantasma and with OCD.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like it's so, it's like having a little conversation with the author even when they're not there.
Yeah. I think like that's one thing that like authors nowadays, like we're really lucky that we can have those like little conversations, you know, and connect like that, and that they want to connect like that. I feel like back in the day, people just wrote a book and put it into the world
Publish
and
it.
like that was it. But now like they're real people.
There are people, we connect to them.
We always
Um,
want to meet them.
what did you think of her accident and like her, oh my God, like didn't she just like bounce from her boyfriend? He just was like,
She
hey, I'm
did.
leaving.
Okay, so I definitely thought he was gonna show up. Um,
Same,
there was
same.
one point she got a phone call or like something, and I was like, oh my God, it's the guy. But he never showed up.
No, he didn't care. He was like, "Yeah, you're good." I was
No.
like, "That's wow. Weren't they living together?"
Yeah, I thought so. And like
Big
again, like
deal.
I just had this big move and she like moved all of her stuff in like a night or something. And I was like, wow, she really said goodbye. I need to get out.
Literally,
Um,
just
but
kept driving.
she just kept in her, she has a blue truck, right?
Hmm.
Um,
That's
that
another thing I want to see. I want to see how these trucks.
I
I want to see
know.
how the cars look. I
Oh
want to see
yeah.
what we driving, how we looking. I would love it.
How
I
do we
love it.
drive? Yes.
I
I know
love it.
I can't wait for that talk in book two.
How
But
did you
yeah,
feel in book one with the sibling stuff? With like the way they treated Emily, with the way they treated Emmy and also like the conflict of like
oh,
is like with Gus
mm-hmm,
and Brooks being Gus's best friend,
mm-hmm,
which
yeah.
I feel like in the past you've said you don't like the best friend and the brother storyline. So this is like kind of funny that you love it now.
I feel like it's very situational. I think I usually don't like it when I already know the siblings.
Hmm.
I I mean, the big one or the most recent one has been um oh my God, Iris and her brother was what was his name
What book?
in Divine Rivals. Um
Oh, oh my God, yeah, but that was sad.
I also think I was just mad at her brother and I was like he doesn't deserve this. Like he was a
Yeah,
jerk and her
I mean,
husband is gone. Anyways,
he
um
did die, but it's fine.
but he like made Roman go be with go listen to our episode on Divine Rivals. Um
True, true.
I mean, it was heated. Like the Gus thing was heated. Uh,
It was so heated he punched him.
he punched him in the face, but it was a big deal because like Brooks didn't punch him back, and that's how you knew like it was for real. Um, I
How do you think you would have reacted? Would you punch someone in the face if that was their situation?
no, I don't think I would ever punch someone.
I mean,
Um,
that's also valid.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I have an older brother. And I just can't imagine ever being with one of his friends. I don't think that would go over well. So,
Well, now you know how Emmy feels. She didn't know how to tell her brother.
yeah, I mean, I think they were, well, I mean, they wanted to tell him, but like weren't ready. Or like, I felt bad for Brooks because like he really did, but he also wanted to respect her. Um,
And then there's this aspect of feeling like a secret, and I feel like
right,
you're not good
right.
enough for the partner
Yeah,
because they keep you a secret or
yeah.
they really want it. She
Hmm.
does that a few times in this book, in the series, like that aspect of like feeling like a secret to everyone, and
Yeah,
you're like, but it's real to
yeah.
me, or is it real? I don't know.
Yeah, that's always like a heavy topic, especially when you have someone who is like presented as like the bad boy or like the, rough and tumble girl or whatever, like, and when they start to not be that, um, like them dealing with how other people see them.
Yeah, because in
Um,
their core, they're just being themselves. It's not
right,
like, but it's the perspective of how other people saw them, and
right.
they're acting different, and that's why like
Mhm.
Gus and them like didn't really believe that Brooks was serious about Emily because like he's this bad boy that hops around, but that's not true. Like he
Right.
actually does want love.
Hmm.
He
And he's
loves
like,
Emmy.
and he's a very good caretaker. And like, they all know that because they like love him as a brother, but they're just like, but not with our sister. So they have to get over it. But
They do, but it is crazy.
then there's Wes, who's just like, I'm so happy for everyone. Like, everyone just be, like you said, the middle child syndrome.
He's the golden retriever sibling. Yes,
Hmm.
100%.
Hmm.
100%. So
Yeah.
you said you really loved the third book. You were excited for it. Is it because you love Teddy? Can we talk about
We
Teddy?
can talk about Teddy. I think I love tension the most. I love slow burn, but we do love Teddy. Talk about Teddy.
Yeah, I think you mentioned it briefly, like Teddy and Emmy's relationship and how they consider themselves as soulmates, and I really do love that description of it. But
Mm,
I also liked so much of their relationship. What we do explore in the third book, but like they have a lot of like shared trauma. Teddy does not know her mother,
mm,
and she was raised by her father. So like, her dad worked on the ranch, so they very closely were kind of just also like I don't want to say forced proximity, but they fell in love with each other as friends just because of that.
mm,
So I loved her throughout this book too, and how she's also still like pushing Emmy
hmm
in a way of
hmm
like, just go for it, girl. Like, who fucking cares? Who
But
cares?
she's still gonna be the protective one. Like she still shows up and like curses Brooks out and is like, you better not do anything. So
Hmm.
like she kind of gets to be the Gus first,
Hmm.
which also adds to things for the
Foreshadow.
third book. Um,
But yeah, you're right, because she still like is protective of Emmy even with her high school sweetheart her high school sweetheart, quote unquote, her high school date
mm,
from one dance or
oh my
whatever, and he
God.
cheated on her and she will never let it go. And Emmy's like, let it go, girl. We were teenagers. And she's like, I will never let it go. And I was like, that is
Literally.
such a hardcore friend. Like she is so down for Emmy. And I love how the whole town sees them together as a pair. Like it's so
Hmm
cute. Like I feel like
hmm
in another universe, they just ended up being lesbians, but it's fine.
I could. I love that like Teddy brings out like I don't want to say like wild side, but like she kind of like loosens up Emmy. Like one of the first scenes is they go to the Devil's Boot. Um
All
and
dressed up.
yeah, and I like that. Like I like a friendship like that. And like later on, and we'll talk about it, but like Teddy is also like relatable in her own way because she is very much like putting up a front and like she's being like carefree and like sassy, but like she also has her own insecurities and everything that she's working through. And in a way, she's kind of like Brooks. So I guess in a way, Emmy
She
ended up
dated,
with the male
she fell in
version,
love with her best friend. She fell in love with the male version of her best. That is
which
so,
is,
yeah, that's 100% what happened. Yeah, when you have a best friend that can compliment you to bring out the best parts of yourself that you often try to hide, it is like, it's a beautiful thing. And I think Lila does an amazing job at writing the two of them,
yeah,
for sure.
yeah. And I think a lot of times, like, the best friend character can become a little like cardboard, you know? They're kind of just like plugged in to like say the things when they need to be said. But she doesn't do that with any of her characters, really. And
No,
I
not
think
at all.
that's why she's been able to make a series with a book for each of them, you know? I was just gonna say with the fourth one, she said she'd been thinking about those two, like since she started writing. So I was like, I think that's really cool that like in the back of her mind, she was also like building other
Hmm.
people.
Yeah, every character was there for a reason, and it felt like that. It never felt like no one was not there for a reason. Well, there were some scenes with Ada that I was like, "Why are you here?" But otherwise, I had to get used to Ada. It was different because she's an outsider. We'll
Yeah.
talk about that in book
Yeah.
two. But
Yeah.
otherwise, like for the most part, like every character really felt like they were there for a reason. They were part of everyone's story, and I really love um Riley, the
Mm,
daughter, the
mm-hmm.
child, the new
Sunshine.
sweetheart, the
Mm-hmm.
sunshine of the family, because
Mm-hmm.
in each book you get different perspectives of how these people love and take care of this child. And okay, that's a great question for you because usually you hate the way people write children. How did you feel about the
I
writing
don't
of
hate.
Riley?
I just am like,
Lee hates children. Anyway.
I'm not, I pay attention to how they like characterize them. Like, are they too young? Are they too old? And I think what's interesting with this series is Riley starts when she's 4 and we see her grow. Like when we get to Gus's book, she's 6. So,
Hmm.
and like she very much does like become more intelligent And like Teddy talks about how she takes on different characteristics of her family members, and like it's cute and fun to see that like come to life. So I think she does Riley pretty well. And she's just cute, and she's cute with her grandpa, and I love that they like camp in whatever the backyard of this ranch is, however massive it is.
There is no backyard. It's just
It's
stepping
just
outside.
ranch.
I also
Um,
loved Emmy and her relationship, like her being auntie,
mm,
and like that's another great thing that she gets to explore with connecting with family is like in this book, like not only does she have to handle the dynamics of her and her brothers and how they treat her because they do treat her like the baby, and she's just like she loves that but hates that, and she's
mm,
been gone for so long, and they're treating her differently because she's back, but you get to see her relationship grow with Riley throughout this because she was there when Riley was born. She's come and she's visited, but she hasn't like been there.
right.
So like adding that role of like being an aunt is a huge deal, and it is
Hmm.
very impactful for someone's character.
Hmm.
So it's just like another like, back to my metaphor, another puzzle piece that added to Emmy's
Hmm.
story was
Hmm.
was discovering what it meant to like be an aunt and like be in this child's life and wanting to find your roots not even for yourself but for your family.
Hmm. Yeah, very well said.
Okay, fun question. You were talking
Mm.
about you want like hot men. Is there anyone that you see for Brooks?
Okay,
I feel like I don't
Brooks.
know enough people in my head.
Mm. Honestly, like Cole could be Brooks, like in a few years from Walter Boyce.
Oh, Walter Boy's, but he's like blonde. He should be Dusty.
I mean, yeah. I don't know. I think of Brooks as like, I don't know actually how he's described, but I think of him as like sandy blonde or like lighter brown hair, maybe.
In the cover, he's like brown, like lighter brown. I'm sure like with the sun and
Okay.
things, it's like, lighter brown.
Um, yeah. Okay, also like Dusty wearing, is it Dusty who wears crop tops? Or was
I
it?
don't remember which one wears the crop tops. I know that everyone makes fun of Luke's like tank tops, like cut off tank
Yeah.
tops.
Yeah. Anyways, um, he's giving like Western, like Danny Zuko, but like, but I love it. Or like the Outsiders, like, I don't know. This is just, it's a vibe.
Yeah.
Um,
I will say the great thing about the series, these characters are not like 21, 22. They're in
yeah,
their 30s.
yeah.
So I think that's another reason why we loved it because we were
Hmm.
like, thank God these
Yeah.
are not like young kids making mistakes or ideas. Like this is like people who are like well into their 30s, some of
Yeah,
them,
like
and it's like, oh,
established. Hmm.
so refreshing.
Yeah.
No offense to anyone that is younger listening to this, but it's just
No.
different. Um,
Do you have
yeah, I feel
any
like I
fan
don't know if I
casts?
want um like a well-known person or if I want
I can say
like a
not
new
Glenn
up and coming.
Powell.
No, no. Um, but you know how like the new Emily Henry has like
Oh,
up and
yeah.
coming like people that are like I don't know like because you want people to watch it so you still want to make
Mm.
sure like they have. Oh my
I,
God, someone put Wes as Andrew Garfield. Listen, I love my Andrew Garfield, but he's getting a little old. Even
yeah,
that's
that's
my
another
husband.
thing. You gotta think like today. Like I'm gonna think of like people in the past who,
People put um the dad as the guy who plays Charlie in Twilight.
oh my God. No, he's
Low
not
key,
old enough.
low key though. Come on. That
No.
is Team Charlie. Um oh, people have put Kit Connor. No, Kit Connor is
No.
not that vibe. I don't know. I'm like every white male in their 30 actors leaving my head right now. So I couldn't tell you. But yeah, I can kind of just I wouldn't be mad if the female, like if whoever cast as Emmy is more well known and then the male is not well known. I
Mm.
wouldn't be mad
Mm.
about that either. I think
Hmm.
that'd be kind of cool. Oh wait, who picked it up? Let's see. Universal.
Oh.
Universal TV. Excuse me. Universal, okay. Universal Television has acquired the rights to the Rebel Blue Ranch series. Um, Dinner Dustin was self-published in June 2023, then acquired and re-released in October of 2023.
Wow.
This was a
Self-published on
self-published
what?
girly.
Wow, look at her.
I'm so proud of her.
I don't even know how old
Um,
she is.
I'm so proud of her. Yeah, USG's Creative Acquisitions. Um, to be working. Okay, I'm absolutely thrilled to be working with Universal Television and Hometown Entertainment to bring my beloved characters from page to screen. Added Sage. Their fun, enthusiastic, and thoughtful vision for Rebel Blue Ranch is more than I could have ever imagined. This is a dream come true. The Rebel Blue Ranch series. So we're so excited. What's Hometown Entertainment? Oh, it's owned by the Cyruses. By
Oh.
the mother.
Oh my
This is
God.
a big by the
Is
mom.
Miley gonna be in it?
It's owned by Miley's mom. Wait, this is wild. Okay. This is getting more interesting. We have gone down this road now. I'm excited. So
Okay.
she's 29.
Okay.
Oh my God, we're so closely related to her age.
That's refreshing.
Can we be best friends? Lila, can we be on the podcast? Can we be best friends?
Oh my gosh.
You are so cool. It's fine. We're fangirling. I feel like we should have a like a name for all these like authors that we like want to protect and like put them in our little grasp and a hug and we're like we will protect you at all costs. Don't go anywhere, please. Keep writing books. We got you. We're behind you,
Yeah.
cheering you on.
Oh. I also love that like so many of her characters have like tattoos just out in the open. Like this soul searching girl is tatted up. I will say like one thing I like about Lila is they get together not too quick, but they like get together quick enough. And then
Mm,
there's nothing like super crazy that ever happens. Like you're always like comfortable. You know, like
yeah.
there is going to be conflict, but you're never like that crazy third act breakup that is just ridiculous. So I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Yeah, I agree. And like the conflict that existed in this first one is like so it's not gonna like it's something that's been happening the entire book. So like us
Yeah.
hitting it was not like you said a surprise. It's not like out of
Yeah.
nowhere. We've been waiting for this and it made sense when it did. And oh my God, that kiss too. I forgot about that kiss after she wins. They
When she
kiss.
does her barrel racing so fast.
She's so amazing at her job. We love a girl who is in power in her job. Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah, they were pretty adorable. Yeah, you're right. There's no we're not mad. We're not like this is unrealistic
Hmm.
or anything like that.
So yeah, we definitely enjoyed this series and we're happy to keep going. So
Yeah, we're gonna review all of the books. We decided to make these
yeah.
long episodes, so you will hear us talk about this again. So
Yeah.
hopefully by then, you know, Lila, hit us up.
Yeah, maybe we'll do what you said and we'll add the romance to our logo.
Just
Just
to our
tack it on,
subtitle, you
you
know,
know?
people know.
Yeah.
Thank you all, though, for listening to our first experience with Western romance. This is definitely going to be, when we're done, we have to see if we're going to keep going with different Westerns or it's just like we fell in love with this author, you know? Do we fall in love
Mm,
with the genre or do we fall in love with the author? Stay
yeah.
tuned
Yeah.
to find that out. But thank you all for listening to this long episode. We have our mini episode series. Don't forget that reviews the Miss Wonderful Allie Hazelwood, another romance author that we are reading, where we go through all her books and review them. So make sure to check that out. We have some very exciting books on the docket for this series. I mean, some very exciting books on the docket for this podcast. I mean, we have obviously the Done and Dusted series that we're starting. We did start Red Rising. Don't worry, we will get back to it. We will finish it. That will just be a more of a slower approach to that series.
Yeah, it's a long one, so
It's a long series, so we're taking our time. We don't want to rush it. We don't want
yeah.
to, you know, we want to be able to delve into it and fully break it down. So we're doing that. Our book club is going back to the Quicksilver series as Brimstone has come
Brimstone.
out. So make sure to
Hmm.
check that out. We'll be reviewing that on here. And we have some holiday reads we're doing. We're reading a lot of books. So we're
Yeah.
gonna have a lot of different opinions. So make sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Faye
TikTok.
Tales Podcast. Um, TikTok. And
The clock.
yeah, the clock.
Had to. Um,
It's a clock. A clock. Okay. It's fine. Yes, make sure to give us a follow. Follow us on Fable so you can hang out with us and talk about books.
Yeah.
And let us know what you're reading. And we hope that you journey to the Rebel Blue Ranch in Wyoming. And happy
Soon.
reading.
Happy reading.